So I'm going to be showing you how to do the external drain kit on one of our top mount refrigerators today. To begin the process, we need to get access to our fresh food section. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've pulled out all the shelves that are inside of my fresh food section to give me access, more space to move around and do what I need to do. Then I put my protective covering down here on the floor because we are going to need to drill into that back wall. We're going to actually drill out the drain that's currently present on this unit in this process. Alright, so I've got my bag open up. I have a bag full of hardware that's got 3 little foam spacers. You're probably only going to need one of those, but they provide you extra in case you need them. You got your clips and you got some screws, and then you have your 3 pieces of tubing. Now, I'm going to show you how to prepare all of this so that you can just do the installation whenever it comes time. First thing we need to do is you're going to take your, it's a straight tube. We're going to cut a 2-inch section of this. There's our 2-inch section. We're going to take our corrugated line. We're going to cut 1 3/4 inches of that. Alright, so there's our 1 3/4 inches. We also need an 18-inch piece of the corrugated. This is going to go to our drain area. And none of these measurements have to be 100% exact, but as long as you get them pretty darn close, you'll be okay. Okay, so there's our 18-inch. And the last thing is, they call this our clear tube. Right here at the end, where the elbow is, we're going to take 1 inch off of that. Okay, and then there's a beveled edge on this, the top off of our neck. We want to take that beveled edge off. We want it to be nice and straight, because what we're trying to do is we're actually going to be taking our corrugated, our 1 3/4 corrugated, and it's got to fit inside of there. There we go. Now we're good to go. We can set all these aside and continue on with the process. So to start, we're going to pull our housing out. This is going to expose our drain line back here in the back. This is where we're going to use this drain line as a guide to drill our hole through the cabinet. Now keep in mind that drain line is at an angle, so we're not drilling straight out the back of the cabinet. We're actually drilling at a downwards angle. It uses a 1/2 inch drill bit, and I would advise getting a smaller drill since it's such a small area to be able to fit it up in there. Alright, so I've got a fairly small drill. There's not a lot of space here still. Just to give you some perspective, if you're trying to come in here with a really big corded drill or an 18 volt, because this is only a 12 volt, you're not going to have a lot of space. But even so, I'm going to angle it the best that I can using the ceiling downward to drill through so that I get that downwards fall on my line whenever I actually finish puncturing this through. Alright, so I'm going to insert a screwdriver into the hole on the back that I drilled out, and we're just going to kind of open it up a little bit more. At the end of the day, we need this to be able to fit inside of our hole, just to give you a gauge on how wide you want to get it. Now I would try to keep it as uniform as possible as you're rounding it out or you're opening it up more, just so that you're not going to end up too focused on either the top or the bottom of where the original drain line was, to keep your hole somewhat centered for the drain that we're putting into the unit. It's going to work out good. So what I've discovered on these, normally whenever I drill down through on the inside of the unit, it doesn't always cut the drain line clean in half. Sometimes you do have to use a handy screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and what I'll do is I'll find a location that's still connected, and I'll just kind of pop it with my flathead screwdriver. Now don't get too carried away. There is a lot of insulation here that's still usable. We need to leave it in place. And then you're going to go with your needle nose and actually start digging to get the pieces out so that they're not impeding our installation of the new external line. So I was thinking that I was going to actually pull out the whole piece, the whole rounded piece. That's not going to be the case. You're basically just pulling out little pieces of it to keep it from impeding this new installation. But as long as your opening is clear, whatever's left inside of here, leave it alone. Let's go ahead and finish our installation. So the next thing we're going to do to prepare is this little wing, this little tip that's off of our drain hose. We're gonna take that off. We're gonna cut that off. That is actually going to impede us from using that corrugated line that we just measured out and cut. Woo. So we're gonna go back into our little goodie bag. They give you 3 of these foam washers if you need them. They're spacers is what they're used for. We're going to slide it onto the stem of the drain, where the drain begins on our housing piece. Then we're going to take our cut piece of corrugated tube and we're going to actually slide that up on there. So it looks kind of like that. So now that we've got it back together, we can go ahead and slide it back in. And we're done on this side. Let's go back to the back. So everything's done on the inside. I've got my housing back in place. My corrugated tube is actually coming to the back. I've got my external drain line prepared. The end's been cut there, the end's been cut here. Now you do have a foam washer here at the top. I have never successfully been able to install one of these and have it completely airtight using that foam washer around it. I've always depended on RTV, a good amount all the way around, just to ensure that once we complete this install, we will still have an airtight seal. Warm air is not going to be migrating in, creating another problem, because we're here trying to fix a problem, not create another one. So once we get our RTV all the way around it, we're going to dig back into our hardware bag. We're going to get our clip, one of our clips. That's going to wrap around our external drain line, and one of our screws. Just hang on to it for a sec. We're going to line up our corrugated line to go inside of this. That way we can ensure that it's the right length. We don't need it leaking water down inside of the wall. Then we're going to press it in and take our self-tapping Phillips head screw, and we're going to screw it into right through the sheet metal on the back wall. And if you see the silicone squeezing out around that foam seal, you did good. If you don't see any silicone or RTV squeezing it around that foam seal, don't be afraid to take a little bit. And get it all the way around there. Airtight. We don't want any air to be able to get in around that foam washer back inside of this unit. Now we're just going to continue with this drain line. We're going to secure it to the back of the unit. Now one thing that you may want to take into account, aesthetics. If a consumer does somehow get behind this appliance, you know the old ladies that like to pull it out once a month and clean behind it. Let's try to get this line straight so that it is actually in between the two sides. We want it to still look somewhat presentable for them. So we're going to get it as straight as we can. We're going to put another clamp around it. Grab another of our Phillips head screws. We're going to run it right in through the sheet metal. And then we have one more location. Now this is already on our drain line. It's actually a plastic part of our drain line, a plastic tab that comes off the side of our drain line. We're going to run that one in, and now our drain line is good and secure. So if this unit's ever moved or somebody gets behind it and bumps it, we don't have to worry about them ripping up the work that we just did to it. Alright, so we've got our drain line installed. We have our 1 3/4 inch piece of the corrugated tubing on the inside. Now this is my 18-inch piece of the corrugated tubing and my 2-inch piece of the straight tubing. First thing we're going to do here is we're going to insert the corrugated line into the straight line. That straight line is going to be a coupling. We're going to use that as a coupling to connect down here at the bottom. Bring them up until both the corrugated and the straight are about halfway. They're meeting about halfway and they're both contacting each other. Then we're going to take one of our clips. We're going to put it right on our coupling, right on that piece of straight pipe. And using one of these Phillips head screws, we're going to secure it right here to the sheet metal. Now that line's pretty stable all the way down. Now down here at the other end of this line needs to be hanging directly over our drain pan. So we're going to take another one of our little clips. And we're going to wrap it around that line and bring it back together. And we're going to take another one of these self-tapping screws and we're going to secure it down here on the back wall to hold that section of our line in place. Now once I get that screw started, that's usually, I'll make whatever adjustments I feel I need to make. And then I'll go back and I'll actually tighten that screw all the way up.